gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
On guard. Ready? Quick. Forward. March.
And now, Pastor Anthony Sadler will give the invocation.
Good morning. Please be seated. What a great gathering. It's so wonderful to be here in this stadium for this momentous occasion. And it's during moments such as these that we often search for the right words to express just how significant this moment is to the city and to the department. A new police chief, 3 new deputy chiefs, and a number of captains, lieutenants, sergeants, and dispatch supervisors. We often gravitate to descriptive terms such as a new beginning. However, when the organization experiencing such movement is family, there is another understanding that although the leadership may be new in position, they are standing on the shoulders of great leaders that they have previously served with, some of which are here even today. And now, they have been chosen, and one might say even destined, to continue the work that has been done and lead in such a time as this. So please join me as we ask for God's favor over these leaders as they assume their new duties. Oh Lord, please bless these law enforcement executives, managers, and supervisors in all they do to serve Sacramento. Lord, I ask a special blessing over our new chief, Kathy Lester, that you would grant her the wisdom from on high to keep this department moving forward in these challenging times. God, I pray your blessings over her, over this great team that has been assembled and those that are already in position. Lord, I pray that Sacramento will continue to be enhanced and that the department will continue to evolve into one community which law enforcement and citizenship serve together in. One community, one Sacramento, to where we can raise our children and our grandchildren and be safe, and where we can be a part of California and be the capital that we know ourselves to be. Lord, I pray, Lord, for the line officers on up through management. I pray that you continue to bless this department, Lord, that we will continue to look for ways to unite with the community and the community with us. God, I pray this all in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen and thank God.
I would like to recognize a special guest who's taken time out of their day to join us. I would ask you to please hold your applause until the end. From the city of Sacramento, Mayor Darrell Steinberg, Council Member Jeff Harris, City Manager Howard Chan, Assistant City Manager Chris Chandler, City Clerk Mindy Cuffey, Director of Public Works Brian Moore, City Attorney Susanna Alcala Wood, retired Sacramento Police Chief Daniel Hahn, retired Sacramento Police Deputy Chief Dave Paletta, Sacramento Fire Chief Gary Loesch, from California's 9th Assembly District, Assembly Member Jim Cooper, from the office of Senator Richard Pan, District 6, Joe Debs, from the Law Enforcement Chaplaincy of Sacramento, Executive Director Darrell Smith, from the Law Enforcement Candidate Scholars Program at Sacramento State University, Director Shelby Moffitt, from Regional Law Enforcement Agencies, Special Agent in Charge Sean Reagan, FBI Sacramento Division, Chief Deputy Jim Barnes, Sacramento Sheriff's Department, U.S. Attorney Philip Talbert, Chief Timothy Albright, Elk Grove Police Department, and Sacramento Police Department Command Staff, Deputy Chief Adam Greene, Deputy Chief Stephen Oliveira, Deputy Chief Norman Leon, and Chief of Police Catherine Lester. Please give a round of applause to the special guest who joined us today. And lastly, to our business partners, community leaders, and regional law enforcement partners I might have missed, thank you for being here to help us celebrate today. I would now like to invite City Manager Howard Chan to come up and say a few words.
Good morning. Thanks, Jay. I was just telling the mayor that I'm getting on in age a little bit, and so the font on I can't even read my own writing, and I have to blow up these talking points I put together because I can barely read them. Anyway, like I said, good morning. We haven't had a promotional ceremony this large in quite some time due to COVID, so I'm really excited to be here today in this beautiful venue to celebrate all the individuals sitting over here. It's really an exciting time for our department, just given all the promotions that we're talking about here, but really as our city continues to grow and build for the future. It's very significant today because we have 24 individuals who've made the commitment to be leaders in our community, and I want to congratulate them on this next step in their careers. I'm really proud of the individuals who have accepted the challenge in roles such as deputy chiefs, captains, lieutenants, sergeants, and dispatchers, and of course, our 46th police chief, Kathy Lester. And it's okay, let's give her a round of applause there. Keep pulling your hats. So, true story, and Jay here will vouch for me. For various reasons, I was pretty anxious and really deathly afraid that Kathy wouldn't put in for this promotional opportunity. I was so relieved that she did, though, and although her application was submitted, I think on the last day before 5 o'clock, and I'm like, way to stress out your new boss. Appreciate it. We did, however, conduct a very highly competitive nationwide recruitment that involved direct involvement with the community on the panels, and we went through the whole shebang, and needless to say, Kathy knocked it out of the park. I mean, she crushed it. And despite the strong competition and the candidate pool, Kathy was the obvious choice for me. Just obvious. I got so many unsolicited calls and feedback from folks within the department, within the city, and external to the city with our partners and businesses, and even residents called me, literally unsolicited, saying, "Hey, is Kathy going to put in for this thing?" I said, I think so, but it wouldn't hurt if you guys called her and gave her a little bit of encouragement and make sure she feels the love here. And that's what you all did, for sure, and then some. Because, you know, she shared some of those calls, including from somebody that might be on the stage here. Kathy, I want you to know that you have my complete trust and confidence in leading this department and taking it forward. You know, and by the way, you're also going to have to clean up the mess the other guy left behind. You know, I'm really proud of this entire group here because they fully understand the many challenges facing law enforcement today, and yet they intentionally are stepping up to meet those challenges. Over the past several weeks, I had the opportunity to talk to many of the people we're celebrating here today, and to a person, they expressed such excitement, enthusiasm, and commitment. It was really inspiring. It caused me to think about how I need to step up my game here, just because I got to keep up with them. Looking at today's roster, I'm confident knowing that we have a deep, deep bench of talent in our organization that will continue to serve this department and our community for many years to come. This department, our department, is truly second to none. Truly, and will only get stronger with these individuals in the key leadership roles. As city manager, I want you all to know that I will always stand with you, always. I'm grateful for the countless sacrifices you all make every day to keep our community safe. I would be remiss if I didn't also thank the families in the audience that have allowed you to take on this new commitment and allowed you to embark on this new chapter in your careers. So thank you very much for sharing your loved ones with us. And finally, to this esteemed group, congratulations. I wish you all the best. I look forward to working with and alongside you. Thank you very much.
Next, please welcome Mayor Darrell Steiner.
What a happy day. We stand here at one of the great sources of pride in Sacramento, the Golden One Center. And I know that someday, sooner than later, the Kings are going to be competing here in the playoffs for the big prize. For today, we stand in a place celebrating champions. And that is the men and women who we honor today and thank for their service. We have a wonderful police department. City Manager Chan is correct. Men and women who every day get up and yes, put their safety and lives on the line to serve the people of Sacramento. And I am grateful to the city manager that he made the choice of Kathy Lester to be our police chief, following in the big footsteps of Daniel Hahn, who did a great job. I love the fact that in her first weeks as police chief, she's publicly committing to further diversifying the department. After all, this is Women's History Month, March, and to aspire to at least 30% of the police force being women is the absolute right thing to do, and I know you will achieve it, and we will help you. I was told by some that some of the honorees here today and some of the folks being promoted might be a little bit nervous. And I would just say to you, as someone who has served the public for a long time, you don't have to be nervous, because you were chosen for a reason. A promotion does not happen by accident. It happens because not just one person, but numerous people in a large organization see something in you that stands out. They see integrity, they see hard work, they see the ability to relate to others, and they see leadership. So even if you have some butterflies as you take on a new assignment, know that where you stand today has been earned, and that your skills and your experience have been seen by others. I often say this to the new police officers, but I think it bears repeating, which is that when you're in public life, you have thousands of interactions with the people. And you may not remember all of them because you have a lot of them. But I guarantee you that everyone who has an interaction with you wearing that uniform will remember that interaction. And may it be a positive interaction where possible. Always. I want to repeat what Howard said about the families, because no one achieves anything great alone. It takes families. It takes the spouses, the parents, the aunts, the uncles, the kids who wonder why mom or dad maybe doesn't come home at the right hour for dinner. Well, you should be proud too, because your mom, your dad, your family member, they are helping other people, and there's no higher calling. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all of you.
This isn't on the script. I just want to say thank you to Chief Lester for inviting me to do this. It is really an honor for me. My son is an officer in Simi Valley, so I know the dangers of the job. I know the rigors of the job, and I know the demand of the job. And I don't take it lightly. And I want you all to know that as I pray for my son, I pray for you. And I want you to know that the job you do is a job that's necessary to keep our communities and our cities safe. And so to all of you officers, you who are being promoted and you who are here today, thank you. Genuinely, I say thank you. And now it's time. It's time to present to today's promotees. Please feel free to cheer on our honorees as loud as you can. This is a celebratory event. I'm going to allow time for the badge spinners to come up, and let's get ready to roll.
We'll begin with our police chief. Chief of Police Catherine Lester. Chief Catherine Lester was appointed as the Sacramento Police Department's 46th Chief of Police on December 31st, 2021. She is the first woman in the department's history to serve as the police chief. Kathy joined the police department in 1994 as a dispatcher, became a community service officer in 1995, and a sworn police officer in 1996. She has worked in patrol, traffic, recruiting, internal affairs, criminal intelligence, as an executive lieutenant, and oversaw police services for the Sacramento City Unified School District. She has led the Contract Services Division, Personnel and Fiscal Division, and the Downtown Patrol Command, and the Division of Outreach and Engagement. She has also overseen the Office of Specialized Services. Before being appointed as police chief, she served as the Deputy Chief of Operations overseeing the Patrol and Communications Divisions. Kathy enlisted in the Army at 17. She attended the Defense Language Institute in Monterey, California, where she became fluent in Russian and served as a military interpreter, combat medic, and range master. She has received multiple awards and recognitions, including the Army Life-Saving Medal and a unit citation for her contributions to support the opening of the Golden One Center. Kathy has been an instructor in crowd control, first aid, community relations, gender awareness, and implicit bias. She is a graduate of the Sherman Block Supervisor Leadership Institute, the Senior Management Institute for Police, the Post Management Course, the Advanced Post Instructor Course, and the Police Executive Leadership Institute. She is also an adjunct faculty for the Los Rios Community College District. Kathy earned a Bachelor of Arts at Sacramento State University in Government and International Relations and a Master of Science degree from Mississippi State University in Geosciences. She has been a Cub Scout leader and served as a volunteer for SAC-BAL, the Buddy Warner Youth Ski League, and serves on the board of the Sacramento Police Foundation. Kathy joined the Sacramento Police Department because of its reputation for community-based policing. She is proud to serve the great people of the Sacramento community. She is married with 3 children and left to cook, garden, and fly fish. Presenting Kathy with her badge today are her children, Liam, Jacqueline, and Hannah.
Follow that up. Now we're going to begin with our deputy chiefs. First up is Deputy Chief Adam Greene. Deputy Chief Adam Greene grew up on the north coast of California and moved to the city of Sacramento to attend Sacramento State University, where he obtained his bachelor's degree in criminal justice. After completing his degree, he was hired by the Sacramento Police Department. As a police officer, he was assigned to patrol, the South Command problem-oriented policing team, and the SWAT team. Adam was promoted to sergeant in 2012. As a sergeant, he was assigned to patrol in both North and South Sacramento, the Downtown Court Unit, and the Internal Affairs and Professional Standards Unit. In 2016, Adam was promoted to lieutenant and held assignments as a patrol watch commander, the outreach and engagement lieutenant, and the special operations lieutenant. In 2019, Adam was promoted to captain. He was assigned to South Command, where he took great pride in working with an outstanding team of police officers and serving a great community. Adam was also assigned to the Personnel Division, where he oversaw backgrounds and hiring for the Sacramento Police Department. Since being promoted to Deputy Chief, Adam has been assigned to the Office of Investigations, where he oversees the Major Crimes Division, Investigative Services Division, and the Training, Fiscal, and Personnel Divisions. Adam obtained a master's degree in Emergency Services Administration from California State University, Long Beach. Adam holds a California Post Management Certificate. He's a graduate of the Sherman Block Supervisory Leadership Institute, Post Management course, Post Executive Development course, and the Claremont University and California Police Chiefs Association Executive Leadership Institute. Adam represents public safety for the Sacramento region through the Sacramento Metro Chamber Capital to Capital program. Adam is the recipient of 2 unit citation awards and a Bronze Medal of Valor. Presenting Adam's badge today is his wife Mary and their daughter Ella.
Deputy Chief Stephen Olivera. Deputy Chief Stephen Olivera grew up in Vacaville, California, and moved to Sacramento in 1990 to attend Sacramento State University, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. He is also a graduate of the Police Executive Research Forum, Senior Management Institute for Police. His parents immigrated from the Azores, Portugal, and Steve speaks Portuguese. His father was a police officer in Portugal before coming to the United States. Steve has been married for 25 years and has 2 teenage children. Steve graduated from the Sacramento Police Academy in 1994. He has worked as a patrol officer, field training officer, and problem-oriented policing officer. In 2001, he became a detective and had assignments in the robbery and homicide units. He then promoted to sergeant and was assigned to patrol the K-9 unit and was also a K-9 handler. He promoted to lieutenant in 2013 and had assignments as a patrol watch commander, managing the Internal Affairs Division and Professional Standards Unit, and directing the Sacramento Police Academy and Field Training Unit. In 2019, Steve was promoted to captain and was assigned to lead the North Command. He was most recently assigned as the acting Deputy Chief of Operations. Steve is the recipient of the department's Distinguished Service Award and a Unit Citation Award. He was also recognized by Sacramento City Council resolution, and he received a State of California Senate Certificate of Recognition for his dedicated service to the community. Presenting Steve with his badge today is his wife Tamara and their children Mia and Lucas.
Next up is Deputy Chief Norm Leon. Deputy Chief Norm Leon grew up in Sacramento, California. He attended Christian Brothers High School, Sacramento City College, and the University of California, San Diego, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in sociology. Norm is a graduate of Post Command College and the Police Executive Research Forum Senior Management in Policing. His parents immigrated from China, and Deputy Chief Leon speaks Cantonese. Norm is married to Audrey Leon and has resided in the city of Sacramento his entire career. Norm attended the Sacramento Police Academy in 1994. Norm has worked many assignments within the police department, including as a patrol officer, a neighborhood police officer in South Sacramento, a narcotics and vice detective, public information officer, and an internal affairs investigator. As a manager, Norm has been the captain over Regional Transit, Detective Division, Central Command, and most recently, the Metro Command. Norm is the recipient of 2 unit citation awards, a Silver Medal of Valor, and he was recognized by the California State Legislature for dedicated service to the community and law enforcement mission. Presenting Norm with his badge today is his wife, Audrey.
And now we will begin with our Dispatcher 3s. Dispatcher 3, Lewis Harris. Dispatcher 3, Lewis Harris has been a dispatcher since 1998 and has spent much of his career as a certified training officer. In the 19 years he's been a CTO, he's taught most of his fellow coworkers and also teachers at the academy. He's been a tactical dispatcher for many years and has received 3 unit citation awards. He now leads the tactical dispatch team. Lewis has been happily married to his beautiful wife for 28 years. They love road trips and picnics in the mountains. Outside of his work life, he loves playing games and lifting weights with his 3 sons who are all in college pursuing medical careers. A romantic at heart, Lewis enjoys watching Hallmark movies despite suffering the pesky, allergy-inducing symptoms they bring, including watering eyes and an occasional runny nose. He also finds mental respite sharing corny stuff that he's found on TikTok with pretty much anyone in his contact list. Lewis is proud to work alongside the heroes of the Sacramento Police Department, especially those in communications who, over the years, have become his extended family members. Presenting Lewis with his badge today is his wife, Jennifer.
Next is Dispatcher 3, Richard Taylor. Dispatcher 3, Richard Taylor, was born in Georgia, raised in the San Francisco Bay Area, and moved to Sacramento in 1992. His family is mostly in Northern California and Southern Oregon. Rick began his career with the Sacramento Police Department after 5 years spent toiling in information technology, retail, and entertainment, including a few brief shining moments of fun running laser tag arenas and guiding tourists down the white water of the Upper American River. Since finding his calling with dispatch, Rick has worked as a communications training officer, terrorism liaison officer, and has worked across night and day shifts, finally reaching the promised land of full weekends off on day shift. Naturally, he was then promoted to a position where he will never see that schedule again. Rick is the recipient of the department's Employee of the Quarter award. Outside of work, Rick enjoys painting, gaming, building lightsabers, going to pop culture conventions, movies, music, and making costumes and props to help his twins look awesome at their conventions. Presenting Rick with his badge today is his daughter, Lee, who is joined by his daughter, Alessa.
Dispatcher 3, Crystal Horak. Dispatcher 3, Crystal Horak grew up locally in Elk Grove. She and her husband Dominic have 2 children, a 12-year-old daughter Brooke and a 9-year-old son Riker. Crystal has spent her entire career with the Sacramento Police Department at the Communications Center. She has been a member of the Tactical Dispatch Team. She led the Mentor Program, was an instructor for radio technology. She participated in the Red E Fox program and the 411 on 911 program. Crystal is the recipient of 2 unit citation awards. Outside of work, Crystal enjoys family vacations in Las Vegas, Disneyland, or hanging out at the beach. She enjoys shopping at local small businesses, specifically for plants, going wine tasting, or to concerts with friends and family, and lazy days at home by the pool with her 3 dogs. Presenting Crystal with her badge today is her daughter Brooke and her son Riker.
And now we will begin with our sergeants. First up is Sergeant Paul Vaughn. Sergeant Paul Vaughn grew up in the Sacramento area and attended Del Campo High School. He obtained a bachelor's degree in biblical studies from Simpson University in Redding, California. Paul has lived in the area all his life and raised his family there. He has been married to his wife, Susanna Fong, for 25 years, and together they have 4 children, Luke, Rachel, Alyssa, and Micah. They have recently become foster parents as well. Paul's worked for the Sacramento Police Department since 2002 and has been assigned to patrol. He spent time in the North Pop unit and then returned to patrol as a field training officer. He has enjoyed training numerous employees as an FTO. Paul is the recipient of 2 Bronze Medals of Valor, the Golden Badge Award, a Life-Saving Award, and he was recognized as the Field Training Officer of the Year in 2019. Paul has coached competitive soccer teams as well as high school snowboarding teams. He enjoys mountain biking in his spare time. He also serves as a church elder and preaches from time to time. Most of his free time is spent on family activities. Presenting Paul's badge today is his wife, Susanna.
Sergeant Thomas Schrum. Sergeant Thomas Schrum grew up in Citrus Heights, California. He graduated from Casa Roble High School and transferred to Sierra College in Rockland, California, where he began taking classes that ultimately led him to law enforcement. He married and left school to start what he hoped would be a career with the Sacramento Police Department as a community service officer. Tom's wife, Katina, encouraged him to follow his path in law enforcement. They have 2 children, McKenna, who is a local children's pastor, and Kaya, who is obtaining a chemistry degree and hopes to soon work in law enforcement lab. Prior to joining the Sacramento Police Department, Thomas volunteered as a report writer for the Sacramento Sheriff's Department. Thomas has served in patrol, field training, problem-oriented policing, and in investigations with the Neighborhood Crimes Unit, felony assaults, homicide, and the Career Criminal Apprehension Team. Thomas is the recipient of the department's Unit Citation Award. Thomas's interests mainly include locating wanted suspects. In addition, he loves mountain biking, motorcycling, and traveling. He has visited 10 countries and counting. Presenting Thomas with his badge today is his wife, Katina.
Next up is Sergeant Jonathan Gresham. Sergeant Jonathan Gresham grew up in Fairfield, California. He attended Armijo High School, Sacramento City College, and UC Davis. His wife, Katie, works as an administrative analyst in the city clerk's office, and their 5-year-old son, Benjamin, is in kindergarten. John has served with the Sacramento Police Department for 15 years. He's held assignments in patrol, the social media activity response team, North Command's problem-oriented policing team, North Command's neighborhood crimes unit, and the criminal intelligence unit. John is the recipient of a unit citation, a Distinguished Service Award, 2 Employee of the Quarter Awards, and a Life-Saving Award. Outside of work, John enjoys attending his son's t-ball and soccer games, traveling, and visiting with friends and family. Presenting John's badge today is his wife, Katie.
Sergeant Jesus Trejo. Sergeant Jesus Trejo grew up in Sacramento. He graduated from Luther Burbank High School and attended Sacramento State University, where he received a bachelor's degree in business administration. While attending college, Jesus obtained an internship to work at the Sacramento Police Department. In March of 2005, he was hired as a student trainee. In the summer of 2006, Jesus attended the Community Service Officer Academy and began working patrol as a community service officer while finishing school and meeting the age requirement to upgrade to a police officer. In 2008, Jesus attended the Sacramento Police Academy. He has worked in patrol as a field training officer, the East Command Marijuana Compliance Team, the Alcohol Beverage Control Liaison Unit, and most recently in the Professional Standards Unit. He is a current member of the Crisis Negotiation Team and a member of the Sacramento Police Department Honor Guard. Jesus is the recipient of 3 Department Unit Citation Awards. Outside of work, Jesus enjoys spending time with his family and being outdoors with his kids. Presenting Jesus with his badge today is his wife, Brenda, and their children, Jonathan and Isabel. Sergeant Carl Chan. Sergeant Carl Chan was born in Fremont, California, and moved to Elk Grove when he was 6 years old. He graduated from Elk Grove High School and attended Sacramento State University. His future goal is to finish his degree to fulfill the promise he made to his mother when he was hired as a police officer. Prior to becoming a police officer, Carl worked at UPS. He became interested in law enforcement when he went on a ride-along with his brother, who was an officer with the San Jose Police Department and is now currently an officer with the Fremont Police Department. Carl currently lives in Lincoln with his extremely supportive wife and his 3 wonderful children. Carl has been assigned to patrol, regional transit, the bike unit, and the public information office. He has been a member of the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Team since 2015. He's the recipient of the department's Bronze Medal of Valor and 2 unit citation awards. Outside of work, Carl likes cooking and barbecuing, spending time with his family, spending money on his children, and taking them to Disneyland. Presenting Carl with his badge today is his brother Mike.
Time for the lieutenants. First up, Lieutenant Lili Bowie. Lieutenant Lili Bowie grew up in Sacramento after immigrating to the United States with her family from Vietnam. She graduated from Hiram Johnson High School and went on to Colorado State University, where she earned a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Lili began her career with the Sacramento Police Department at 19 years old as a student trainee. She entered the police academy at 21 years old. Lili has worked in patrol, POP, narcotics, vice, SACA, crime analysis, internal affairs, and bikes. She has also served for 17 years as a commissioner on the California Commission on Peace Officers Standards and Training. Lili served for 5 years on the SPOA Board of Directors and currently serves as the Vice President of the Asian Peace Officers Association. Lili is the recipient of 2 Employee of the Quarter Awards, 3 Unit Citation Awards, and she received the California Asian Pacific Islander Legislative Caucus Excellence in Law Enforcement Award in 2007. Outside of work, Lili enjoys gardening, travel, fine food, and wine, and volunteering in her son's classroom. Presenting Lili's badge today is her husband, retired SPD Sergeant Tom Little, and their son, Jensen Little.
Lieutenant Edward McCauley. Lieutenant Edward McCauley grew up in Exeter, California before moving to Sacramento to attend Sacramento State University, where he majored in criminal justice. While attending Sacramento State, Eddie served as a student trainee with the Sacramento Police Department. After graduation, he attended the Sacramento Police Academy in 2006. Eddie has held assignments in patrol, has been a crisis negotiator, and served with the Post-Release Community Supervision Team. He was then assigned to investigations in the Neighborhood Crimes Unit, Felony Assault Unit, and finally the Homicide Unit. Eddie was then selected as one of the Public Information Officers. He was promoted to Sergeant and worked assignments in patrol, outreach, and recruiting. Eddie has been a member of the Sacramento Police Department Honor Guard since 2010 and is currently on the Board of Directors for the Sacramento Police Sheriff Memorial Foundation. Eddie is the recipient of a Bronze Medal of Valor and a Unit Citation Award. Outside of work, Eddie enjoys traveling with his husband and competing in triathlons. Presenting Eddie with his badge today is his husband, Charles.
Lieutenant Douglas Morse. Lieutenant Doug Morse is a 19-year veteran of the Sacramento Police Department. He is currently a watch commander with North Command. He has previously worked as a patrol officer, field training officer, problem-oriented policing officer, the crime suppression unit, and as a public information officer. As a sergeant, he worked in patrol and supervised the media unit, outreach and engagement, recruiting, and the marijuana compliance team. He is currently a member of the Sacramento Regional Incident Management Team. Doug also served with the U.S. Coast Guard as an electronics technician. He graduated from Thomas A. Edison State University with a bachelor's degree in applied science and technology and electronics engineering, and California State University Long Beach with a master's degree in emergency services administration. Doug is a graduate of the Sherman Block Supervisory Leadership Institute and is an SLI auditor. Additionally, he holds a State of California Career Technical Education teaching credential and is a certified EVOC and Academy instructor. Doug's community and volunteer service includes working on project opening day for Parkway Little League, Sacramento Youth Violence Prevention Collective, and the Indian Lane Habitat for Humanity Project. Doug is the recipient of 2 unit citation awards and was awarded Employee of the Quarter. His military awards include a U.S. Coast Guard Letter of Commendation, Meritorious Unit Commendation, and Sailor of the Quarter. Doug's wife is a sergeant with Sac PD, and they have 2 young boys. His hobbies are coaching youth baseball, camping, fishing, and biking. Presenting Doug with his badge today is his wife, Kristen.
Lieutenant Gerald Landberg. Lieutenant Gerald Landberg began his law enforcement career in 1999 with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. As a deputy sheriff, he worked assignments in custody, court services, and patrol. In 2007, Gerald lateraled to the Sacramento Police Department. As an officer, Gerald worked patrol and was a member of the Parole Intervention Team and the Gang Enforcement Unit. In 2014, Gerald was promoted to sergeant. As a sergeant, he supervised several patrol teams, the South Command's Neighborhood Crimes Unit, the Felony Assaults Unit, the Homicide Unit, and worked in internal affairs. In 2022, Gerald was promoted to lieutenant and is currently the day shift watch commander. Gerald earned an Associate of Arts degree in Administration of Justice from Cosumnes River College and a Bachelor of Science degree in Emergency Service Management from Union Institute and University. His professional development classes include the Sacramento Police Department Frontline Leadership Course, Sherman Block Supervisory Leadership Institute, and Post Supervisor School. Gerald has been awarded the Sacramento Police Department Life Saving Award, a unit citation award, and has been recognized as the Employee of the Quarter twice. Outside of work, Gerald enjoys spending time with his family, being outdoors, and completing home improvement projects. Presenting Gerald with his badge today is his mother, Jan Lambert, and his son, Mason.
Lieutenant Clayton Buchanan. Lieutenant Clayton Buchanan is a 14-year veteran of the Sacramento Police Department, currently working as a mid-shift watch commander. He has held assignments in patrol, regional transit, explosive ordnance disposal, explosive detection canine handler, patrol sergeant for Districts 2 and 6, and with the Professional Standards Unit. Prior to the police department, Clayton served 10 years as a U.S. Navy Master Explosive Ordnance Technician, eventually obtaining the rank of First-Class Petty Officer. Clayton earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Emergency Service Management from the Union Institute and University. His professional development classes include the Sacramento Police Department Frontline Leadership Course, Post Supervisor School, and Naval Enlisted Leadership Course. Clayton is the recipient of 2 Department Unit Citation Awards. When Clayton is not working, he enjoys spending time with his family, fishing, playing golf with his son, and woodworking. Presenting Clay's badge today is his daughter, Mary. Lieutenant Aurelio Viegs. Lieutenant Aurelio Viegs grew up in Rancho Cordova with his mother and sister, with grandparents who lived nearby. He graduated as a proud Lancer from Cordova High School in 1991 and started his 7-year effort to earn his bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Sacramento State, which he received in 1998. Ray worked for the Sacramento County Probation Department prior to coming to the Sacramento Police Department. After joining SPD, he worked as a patrol officer in Del Paso Heights and eventually worked on the problem-oriented policing team. He later worked in SWAT for several years and became a SWAT team leader. Ray served with the Criminal Intelligence Unit prior to promoting to sergeant. As a sergeant, he worked with the North Gang Enforcement Team and Internal Affairs. As lieutenant, Ray is now assigned as a watch commander. Ray is the recipient of 3 Department Unit Citation Awards, a Bronze Medal of Valor, a Distinguished Service Award, a Life Saving Award, and he received the North Area Officer of the Year Rotary Club Award. Outside of police work, Ray assists in running the girls' fast pitch softball league and coaches his 12-year-old daughter, Brisa. His greatest achievement is being a big part of his girls' lives. Presenting Ray with his badge today are his daughters, Brisa and Celeste.
Captain James Harrington. Captain James Harrington is a 20-year veteran of the Sacramento Police Department. He is currently assigned to the Communications Division. He has worked many assignments throughout his career, including patrol, detectives, crime scene investigations, internal affairs, and professional standards, and as a member of the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit. James is a U.S. Army veteran and has also served as an adjunct professor of emergency services management. He is a graduate of Boston University, where he earned a master's degree in criminal justice. He has completed Senior Management Institute for Police by the Police Executive Research Forum and holds a post-management certificate. James is proud to have worked on the Racial and Identity Profiling Act project. James was drawn to a career with the Sacramento Police Department to serve his community and keep people safe, including his own family here in his hometown. Presenting James with his badge today is his wife, Gabrielle.
Captain Vance Chandler. Captain Vance Chandler was born and raised in Southern California and attended Long Beach Polytechnic High School. He competed in high school water polo and swimming and served as an oceanfront lifeguard for the Long Beach Fire Department. Vance continued pursuing his education by attending UC Davis, where he swam competitively for the college and earned his bachelor's degree in sociology with an emphasis on law and society. Vance also earned a minor in Spanish and studied abroad at the University of Mexico, where he learned to read, write, and speak Spanish. After graduating from UC Davis, Vance pursued his dream of becoming a police officer and was accepted to the Sacramento Police Academy. As an officer, Vance held assignments of patrol, problem-oriented policing, and was a SWAT officer for 10 years. Vance was instrumental in developing and implementing the Tactical Emergency Medical Support Program for the SWAT team, during which time he became a nationally certified emergency medical technician. As a sergeant, Vance served as a patrol supervisor and later led the Public Information Office, where he was able to form a strong relationship with the main Spanish-speaking media outlet in Sacramento, Univision. As a lieutenant, Vance has served as a watch commander, South Command's executive lieutenant, and the Training, Research, and Development Division's lieutenant. Vance is a committed and proud father of 3 incredible children and a dedicated husband to his beautiful and always supportive wife. Presenting Vance with his badge today is his wife Stephanie and their 3 children, Mary Brooke, Brody, and Bridget.
Captain Zachary Bales. Captain Zachary Bales is a 19-year veteran of the Sacramento Police Department. He is currently assigned to the Special Services Division in the Office of the Chief. Zach has also worked as a patrol and field training officer, academy instructor, Rural Intervention Team officer, felony assault and homicide detective, patrol sergeant, backgrounds and recruiting sergeant, internal affairs investigator, and in lieutenant capacities as a patrol watch commander, area command executive lieutenant, research and development lieutenant, and outreach and engagement lieutenant. Prior to the police department, Zach was a U.S. Army Armored Cavalry officer, eventually obtaining the rank of captain. Zach received the Army Commendation Medal, the Army Achievement Medal, Presidential Unit Citation, National Defense Service Medal, Army Service Ribbon, Parachutist Badge, and the Draper Armor Leadership Award. Zach received a Bachelor of Arts degree in Law and Society from UC Santa Barbara, a graduate certificate in Law Enforcement Command from the University of San Diego, and a Master of Arts degree in Criminal Intelligence with honors from American Military University. Zach also graduated from the Post Management course, Sherman Block Supervisory Leadership Institute, Post Command College, and the Post Executive Development course. Zach is a board member of the Law Enforcement Chaplaincy of Sacramento and the Sacramento Police Sheriff Memorial. He is also a youth, baseball, and mountain bike coach. Presenting Zach's badge today is his lovely wife, Deborah, and their 3 sons, Connor, Hudson, and Jameson.
Captain Marty Sagans. Captain Marty Sagans was born in Arizona, raised in Sacramento, attended Peter Burnett Elementary, Fern Bacon Basic Middle, and was in the first graduating class of Howard & Johnson West Campus High School. She received her bachelor's degree from Sacramento State University. She is married to retired SPD detective and current DA investigator Derek Steiner. Marty has 3 grown children, Trent and his wife Rebecca, Sydney, and Mason, who all live in the greater Sacramento area. Marty will soon welcome her first grandchild, Jacob, who is due to be born this week. Marty began her career with the Sacramento Police Department as a dispatcher in 1993, and in 1994 she entered the Sacramento Police Academy. She has worked as a neighborhood police officer, bike patrol officer, detective, and internal affairs investigator. In 2006, Marty was promoted to sergeant, working patrol and investigative units, including gangs, auto theft, and homicide. In 2014, Marty began working with the officers who created the Police Observation Devices, or PODs, and expanding the license plate reader program. In 2016, she helped to create our real-time crime center. Marty was promoted to lieutenant in 2019, working in the Central and East Commands. She is currently assigned as the captain of the Administrative Services Unit in the Office of the Chief. Marty is the recipient of the Department's Unit Citation Award. Marty is a member of the 1849 Foundation Crisis Relief Program and the Department's Peer Support and Mentor programs. Outside of work, Marty enjoys spending time outdoors, traveling, and time with her friends and family. Presenting Marty with her badge today is her husband, Derek.
Captain Bryce Steiner. Captain Bryce Heinlein grew up in Los Gatos, California, and later moved to El Dorado County, where he attended Ponderosa High School and was a 2-sport athlete, playing basketball and baseball. After high school, he moved back to the Bay Area to attend West Valley College and ultimately received a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice from Sacramento State University. Bryce's grandfather was a police officer in Walpole, Massachusetts. Both of his parents were teachers, and his older brother is a mechanical engineer. Bryce's wife, Amber, works at Oak Ridge High School and is the executive director for the California Homicide Investigators Association. He has 2 daughters, Alyssa, who is a senior, and Hannah, who is a freshman at Oak Ridge High School. Bryce attended the ROP law enforcement course at Ponderosa High School, where he first became interested in pursuing a career in law enforcement. He joined the Sacramento Police Department in 2000. Bryce served in assignments as a patrol officer, bike officer, and problem-oriented policing officer. He then spent 6 years as a detective working in the neighborhood crimes, felony assaults, and homicide units. In 2014, he was promoted to sergeant, where he worked as a patrol supervisor in the north area of Sacramento. He was also the sergeant of the media unit and served as the department's public information officer. As a lieutenant, he was a patrol watch commander and was the lieutenant overseeing the Major Crimes Division in investigations. As a captain, Bryce oversaw the Investigations Division before his current assignment in personnel. Prior to coming to SPD, Bryce served with the El Dorado County Probation Department. Bryce is the recipient of a Unit Citation Award. He completed the Executive Leadership Institute at the Drucker School of Management, the Sherman Block Leadership Institute, and the Post-Executive Development course. Outside of work, Bryce enjoys mountain biking, hiking, working out, and traveling, especially camping with his family and friends. Most of all, he loves spending time with his girls and watching his daughter Alyssa compete in track, in field, and his daughter Hannah play soccer. Presenting Bryce with his badge today is his wife Amber and his daughters Alyssa and Hannah. I would now like to ask retired Sacramento Police Chief Daniel Hahn to come up and administer the oath of office. Devotees, please raise your right hands for the oath.
So, I'm not chief anymore, so I can say whatever I want. So, I know the mayor's here and at least one council member's here. I just want to remind everybody that's sitting down in this row, if you're related to one of these people over here, you can't afford those seats that you're sitting in during the King's game. So mayor and council member, maybe $20,000 raise each will get them the others. You can't come down on the court, but if you want to come slide down, if you have a phone like mine that's old that doesn't zoom that far, and you want to take pictures, feel free to slide over and take as many pictures as you want as they swear their life away right now. All right? So, if you would raise your right hand
That's right.
I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I will take this obligation freely, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. Congratulations to the newest leaders of the police department
At this time, Chief Catherine Lester would like to address the promotees, family, friends, and our community.
All right, thank you. What a great day. You're so far away over there, but hey. Well, first of all, I just want to say, really, let's give a round of applause for Jay King, right there, who is in our great MC, for the teams who gave us this great space. It's the first time we've gotten to do something here, and to everyone who's worked so hard. There's a ton of SAC PD and city staff that helped put this together, so just please round of applause. So back in December, when Chief Hahn had his, I already broke something. My PIOs are really sweet. They know I need extra time to get ready, put on lip gloss. They've never had a girl chief before, so they tolerate me. So back in December, when we were celebrating Chief Hahn's retirement, Mrs. Chief Hahn, Katrina, and our great city manager surprised Dan and I by giving us this plastic torch. And this torch was for Dan, he's laughing, Dan to pass to me. The thing is hideous. It's like green plastic, it bends kind of weirdly in the middle. It looks like something out of a SpongeBob cartoon. But I'll tell you, the importance of the gesture was not lost on me. And it was something that was really important to me to make sure that we continue to do those things. Because really of what it represents. When I was in the Army, we had something really similar. It was called a change of command. For all of you military people, you'll remember these ceremonies. These were really, really formal things in which the outgoing commander would essentially formally introduce and transfer command to the incoming commander. And with that came the responsibilities of the rank, accountability, and really the leadership of the unit. And, these were long, formal, often tedious ceremonies. They inevitably involved a lot of standing. And while your participation as a soldier was absolutely mandatory, you were usually treated to coffee and cake, which was a really nice perk, in the military. And like many things in the Army, they seemed to always happen in really less than ideal weather. I remember one that we had back east, and it was a massive thunderstorm. We all stood at attention for 2 hours in this parade field until the lightning became so bad that they thought it was too dangerous and sent us all home. 3 days later, I still had wet combat boots, and our big, tough battalion all came down with the sniffles. The last change of command I had the honor of attending was in Oakland, and it was, Cliff remembers this, right there, it's my buddy. And it was a 100+ degree day, and you would think towards the end of my enlistment I would know how to stand properly and not pass out. But for the first and the only time I actually passed out onto the unsuspecting line of soldiers behind me, Cliff was there. He caught me, so thank you very much. It's a life lesson that you need people around you to catch you when you fall, and teamwork is truly a real thing. So I just want to, assure you that I won't speak so long that you get struck by lightning, you pass out, or you leave here with wet combat boots. But it was really important for me to say a couple of things today and recognize some people. I really just want to say thank you to Chief Han for the many, many years of leadership. I've worked for you for so long. Thank you for everything, because I certainly would not be here without you. And it was incredibly important that we did the change of command, and you sent us off in the right way. The co-founder of LinkedIn, Reid Hoffman, summed it up pretty well when he said, no matter how brilliant your mind or your strategy, if you're playing a solo game, you'll always lose out to a team. So Chief Han has helped us create this amazing team over here, and I am so grateful for that. And I'm also very, very proud of my team. I know you're way over there, but you're so uniquely talented. I know that you're ready for the leadership challenges that lie before you, and we're just going to make a great team. It's really unique that we have this many people getting promoted in our police department, so thank you all for being here. I want to really say a couple of special thank yous. First and foremost, to giving me the ability to be here, to providing me with the opportunity to lead this amazing department. I have to thank the world's greatest city manager, Mr. Howard Chan, right there. I'll tell you what, this guy is the hardest working city manager. He is truly a gift to the city. He loves everyone, and it's just very rare in your life that you meet somebody with such a kind and wonderful heart. So just thank you for the chance to be competitive and ultimately successful in this process. I'm also really excited to be part of a great city management team. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that most people don't ever see or realize, and they work so hard every single day. So thank you for letting me join your team. I'm very excited to work with you. I've also been truly blessed to work for our assistant city manager, Mr. Chris Conlon. He is truly a great example of what it means to serve. He served for just a mere 41 years between the U.S. Marines, where he was very high-ranking, and he's terrifying, even though he looks very calm and collected here, and has also served our city. And in May, he's going to be retiring, and he will be sorely missed. But he is proof that the Army and the Marines can work together. Thank you, Mr. Conlon. Thank you also to our mayor, our city council members, and certainly your staff, because you guys have been great with your kind words of support, and I know how hard you work every day in very unique ways to do wonderful things for the city, and thank you for having the best interests of this city in your heart. It's also wonderful to see many of our electeds and our regional partners here. Chief Tim Albright in the back right there, this is his very last day in uniform after many, many years of service to our region in the Elk Grove Police Department. You will be missed. And, thank you also to our community and business leaders really for your continued partnership and support. Of course, thank you to all of our friends and, of course, especially our families who have supported our new leaders in these really months of preparation through grueling studying, assessment centers, and a very difficult selection process which led this team here today. We really could not have done it without your love and support. So thank you to the families. I'm actually going to take a few moments to just reflect on my journey here to the city. Because I think we as a society often look at things that we're doing wrong, things that we need to fix. I mean, really, that's the world that we live in. How can we always do better? But I think it's important to recognize some things that are, some things, they'll tolerate me, that are going, really, really right. And I think the city has done some right stuff, and I feel like I'm proof of that. For the first time in 172 years, this city now has a lady police chief, and I think the city... I'm really, truly excited for that, I am, and I think the city really deserves a pat on its back for helping get me here through many, many ways. And honestly, I was able to follow the path of trailblazers, which made the road here really undeniably easier for me. I was also given incredible opportunities, bigger challenges, some tough and unique assignments, and I've had some incredible mentors and coaches for my entire 27 years. Ricky Jones, Matt Powers, Lacoste. Lacoste doesn't have a first name because he's too scary, but he was one of our captains a long time ago. Sam Summers, this speech is for you. Thank you. See, everyone remembers the Sam Summers role. Thank you guys for everything that you've done. because there's really just no way to explain my journey here. You know, I was a high school dropout, go Cordova. I know we've got a Lancer here, my whole Lancer family. And I joined the Army at 17. My career choices have not always been glamorous. I served as a seating hostess at J.J. North's Grand Buffet. I may have seated you at one point. I've been a dough maker and a pizza maker at Pizza Hut. I was also a custodian at Cloth World, where I vacuumed the floors and I made sure I draped the fabric the right way. And I worked at the now defunct MCI Telecommunications as a long-distance phone operator. But it was because of a friendship of a gal that was in my Army unit, now retired officer, Michelle Lazark, many of you know her, where I learned about opportunities here at the police department. So I actually started here as a dispatcher, and in full disclosure, it was because it paid double what I was making at the phone company, all of $12 an hour. So it ended up being a very fortuitous and ultimately life-changing move, because between serving in the Army and then serving our community while working at the communications center, I realized pretty quickly that this is a profession that creates a career, but more importantly, really a life with purpose. You know, I also came from a neighborhood where I didn't always feel safe. I know it's, you know, like what it's like to worry if you're going to have enough, and I certainly made some bad decisions growing up and had to live with those consequences. But, you know, I also know what it's like to pivot. I also know what it's like to face problems head on and to find that thing that we call grit. I know that great feeling when someone takes a risk on you. And I know the importance of doing a good job and having people genuinely care about your welfare, and I've learned that from many of you here in the audience. Because often our path is not obvious. It takes friends, sometimes really a whole village, to help us find our way. So I'm extremely grateful to all of you who have guided me on my journey here. This is really as much your professional accomplishment as it is mine. And I know that I will need to pay that forward, and I promise you that I will. I'd also like to thank my family and my extended family. My mom is right here. She's a tough German lady, and I'll tell you what, she is no nonsense and really frugal, but she has always made me figure it out. My dad, my dad Jack right here, you know, he has taught me what it's like to work hard. He is 85 years old, and he actually still works downtown here as a contractor, so you may see him around. Please take care of him in your travels. You know, I remember one year, one summer, he hired me to work on a house that he was remodeling over at 4th and U. My whole family remembers the 4th and U Street house, they're laughing. And my really glorious job was to reclaim bricks from this old house, because the old bricks are worth more than the new bricks. So my job was to scrape mortar and stack these bricks onto pallets. My other great job was to take dirt one wheelbarrow at a time out from underneath the house and put it in the backyard so he could redo the plumbing. And for this gift, this honor, he paid me $40 a week and bought me a cheeseburger down on Broadway every Friday. And I just want to say thank you for helping me work on my education. It really showed me the way. In honor of Women's History Month, I would be remiss if I didn't share that I spent about a decade as a single mom, working and climbing really, I guess, the proverbial ladder. And in police work, it's more like shuffling shift work, you're on call, just this like very daily, unpredictable schedule, managing school drop-off, Cub Scouts, baseball practices. And I can tell you what, moms truly get it done, because what I learned from that is how to budget, how to multitask, how to problem solve, and really have a good time doing it. So I really thank life for throwing me a curve, because in the end it worked out great. I have wonderful bonus daughters, a great son, a great husband, and a huge extended family. So I just really appreciate that, so thank you. And let me give a shout out to all the ladies during Women's History Month who are out there getting it done. We appreciate you. About a month ago, I was given the opportunity to talk at the California Police Chiefs Convention. They all came here for a leadership conference, and so of course I bragged about our great city, because Sacramento is truly a great city. And you know, I'm a little biased, but we're known for a few things. First and foremost, we are the city of trees, second only to Paris. But I think we are better than Paris, because you can't get Chando's tacos or Merlino's orange trees anywhere in the whole of France, but you can get them right here. We are the original farm-to-fork city. We have 40 markets, and we do food and outdoor fun right. And one of the things I love about our town is that we're a great mix of old and new. We are the site of the nation's transcontinental railroad, where it broke ground here in the 1860s. We have the oldest museum west of the Mississippi, the Crocker Art Museum. We are the birthplace of the Pony Express, and Mark Twain himself once wrote for our local paper. And on the other hand, here we stand in this incredible Golden One Center. It's super high-tech, and it's proudly known as the first entirely solar-powered arena in the world. And I was lucky enough to work on this great city team that helped create this space. Sacramento has been the capital of California not once, but twice. We share that name with Monterey, Benicia, San Jose, and San Francisco. And one of the key reasons that Sacramento was chosen to be the capital was due to our location, of all things. Since we are not on a coastline, we are less likely to be attacked and overrun by ocean-going invasions, which apparently at the time of our induction was the key method of hostile government takeover. So really, since our inception, our city has been a living, breathing hub of innovation, and we have always faced challenges. For example, during the gold rush, our whole downtown was full of wood and canvas structures, and they tend to burn and light on fire and have these, incredible catastrophic events. Sacramento was also a really rowdy place. It was full of miners who spent their money on gambling halls, drinking, and just partying. Deadly encounters were really a nightly occurrence. There were not a lot of social norms, and there were really few laws and few government members to really address that behavior. So in 1849, at our very first city council meeting, the Sacramento Police Department was formed. By 1852, we had 150,000 people living here in the city of Sacramento, and our department had swelled to a total of 6 officers. So you see, staffing was a challenge even back in 1852. We witnessed the Great Flood of 1862. It's a cataclysmic event. It submerged most of the Central Valley, including Sacramento, for about 6 months. It drowned most of the state's cattle, and we lost all communication with the East Coast. Right here in our great city, houses were literally washed off the foundations, and most roads became completely impassable. And this is on the heels of really the end of the gold rush, and there was a very shaky economic forecast for not only our state, but for also our city. And if you can believe it, at the time, a very young legislature was throwing this crazy idea around that maybe, just maybe, agriculture in the Central Valley might be a good hedge against mining. However, it was really because of human ingenuity and some creative thinking, and I think most importantly, having strong and determined leaders in place that we survived these times. We've always been able to adapt and move forward as a community. Case in point, during that flood, Leland Stanford took a rowboat to his gubernatorial inauguration. The state legislature moved to San Francisco and then moved back after a year. And we came together as a community to raise the entire downtown by 10 feet to avoid drowning in a flood again. So thousands of cubic yards of dirt were brought in by wagon. So the old first floor of most of our central city now serves as its basement, and you can see this in Old Sac and many places in the central city. All those fires in the mining camps, well, they led to the formation of the fire department. They're up here nodding, so thank you, fire department. And, really the point I'm trying to make here is that we have always had to navigate unprecedented challenges and things have been tough in Sacramento. But we have always found a way to not only adapt, but find a real way to make a difference in our community. So I'm really happy to say that finding strategic ways to harden our city against ocean-going invaders is not part of my daily routine. And I do not need to find a rowboat to get to our patrol station every day. That doesn't mean that we don't have continuing challenges in public safety. We see a nationwide increase in violence and hate in disadvantaged communities that are being further stressed. And there is fear of really this unknown future. There's also a need for government to do better, and certainly for public safety, a nationwide call to evolve. Policing has many challenges. We have to build trust and legitimacy with communities that we serve. We need to reduce crime and hence reduce the victims of those crimes. And we also have to advance the profession in a smart and progressive way. Internally, we're tasked with challenges such as the recruiting and retention of quality candidates, finding good leaders to help drive us through these times, building morale, and certainly doing more with less. But believe it or not, I do not think that these are our most significant challenge. Our challenge really comes down to one of leadership. We need to collectively not only address the problems that we face, but we have to understand how we got here and how we best provide for public safety. We must recognize that reform and policing are not mutually exclusive. Exactly 100 years ago, and I didn't know this until I found it in my grandma's stuff, but my great-grandpa, John Lester, was appointed as the police chief of Dubuque, Iowa. He had served for several years as the town's night watchman, and in his appointment letter, signed by the mayor, it said he had highlighted his care of his community and his strong and reliable character. 100 years later, those same traits are as critical today as they were then for us as leaders. That original letter is framed and sits in my office as a daily reminder of the calling that we have to serve and protect our community. Law enforcement has an obligation to serve our city in a way where trust and ethical behavior are not in question, but truly are the expectation. And we, as one big community, are obligated to care for each other to the best of our abilities, quite frankly. While empathy is not a uniquely human emotion, we, as parents, friends, partners, co-workers, neighbors, and strangers have a profound ability to serve each other with kindness, love, and quite frankly, understanding. We also have the power to do the opposite. So I implore all of us to be better. When one of us hurts or one of us is left behind, we have collectively hurt and we have collectively failed. I am really proud to serve and now lead a department where we will emphasize community care. And this is a department made of people, including this great leadership team before you, that really have the strengths that we need to move forward. I am always inspired by the great men and women who serve our city each and every day, every night, and who tirelessly work both in normal times and in times of immense and tremendous chaos and crisis. Many of them are in the audience here today. I thank you for what you do. Washington said once, at the end of the day, it's not about what you have or even what you've accomplished. It's about who you have lifted up. It's about what you made better, and it's about what you've given back. So not only do I call on all of our department members to commit to serving our community, I call on all of us to lift each other up and give back. Public safety truly is a shared community responsibility. And I will say that again, without you, public safety doesn't work. I am so proud and so inspired by the efforts being done in many of our communities, with many of our community members here that often work really silently in the background to make their neighborhoods better, safer, and just a place to thrive and live. And together, I know we can do great things. It's how we're going to move forward, and it's how we will create a better life for each and every one of us. So I want to commend our community and all of our neighbors for stepping up, for working together on tough problems, on these long-standing challenges, on points of disagreement and points of hurt. I also want to recognize that it's each and every one of us that makes our department great, and I am excited to serve you. So finally, to everyone here today, I truly recognize the profound duty I've been entrusted. Thank you, Howard. And I look forward to taking this journey with all of you as your 46th Chief of Police. Thank you.
Before we do our final round of applause, after the ceremony, we have all department employees make their way down for a department-wide photo. With that, let's give everyone a round of applause. Thank you.